Welcome everybody to the Be Fearless podcast today, this beautiful Monday, which let me tell you something, it has been something crazy for me because I almost don't make it here today. But I want to let you know that today we have this amazing guest with us, Tony Zolecki. Welcome, Tony.
Hey, Dagmar.
Hey.
Great to be with your audience and great to be here today. And man, so excited.
Me too. I've been like waiting for this day. Like it feels like, you know that feeling on Christmas when you're like waiting to open your gift the next day. That's how I feel today. Like I can't wait to interview him.
I love it.
Awesome. So Tony, tell us, where are you from?
So I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is a little town in the Midwest. And that's where I was born and raised, and got a couple older sisters, younger brother. Mom and dad still live in the same house we all grew up in. And, I had a chance early on to travel all across the United States, and I took advantage of that. But there's nothing like the Midwest where I was born and raised.
I'll say the same thing about Puerto Rico. It's nothing like growing up in the island.
Yes.
Especially with that weather right now. It's just like 80 something today. And I'm like here in Virginia on 40 something degrees. I'm like, I really miss some of that.
Yes.
But there's nothing like home and the experiences that we go through as we grow. So how was your upbringing in Wisconsin?
Yeah. So when I grew up, we grew up in a great family, just full of love and joy. And, my mom was someone that, she wanted more out of life, and she was a secretary, and she just knew that, there could be more, done and accomplished if you went out and worked hard and figured out a business. And I watched her, figure out a taco business in the 80s, which was really cool to watch her do, because that was before there were any taco trucks and food trucks and any kind of that stuff that you see today. But she had this vision of, creating a food truck, which was a taco truck, and going around and selling tacos and, just getting more out of life. And, that was kind of my first kind of entrepreneur look at, doing something that, could create, extra income and, just really break through the norm,
Well, that explains why you love so much tacos. I mean, if you are not following him yet, you will notice that this man loves tacos. Like that's his thing. And I mean, me being Hispanic, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's the best thing ever.
Yes, indeed.
That was your first experience with entrepreneurship. That's amazing. So what was your dream as you grow up? Like,
yeah, I think my dream was just I like traveling. I like seeing different places of the world. And, one of my big dreams early on was that I wanted to, travel and eat myself around the world, and just experience culture, experience life, experience people, and just see different things and be able to, just appreciate, the different cultures and, the music and just really have fun. That was one thing growing up that I knew that, I was around a family that loved to have fun and, just always had a smile on their face no matter what, and just wanted to do great things. So that was a big thing that was instilled in me early, was traveling the world. And, then I had a chance to, understand the business part of life. And then, that kind of changed my focus too a little bit.
That's awesome. Okay, so, but your story is interesting. And I think that I love your story more than anybody else's, because after you grow up, you went through a phase that, you didn't make the right decisions. And
yeah.
I would like you to tell our audience about that and how you were able to overcome that.
Yeah, it's great, because I think, we all go through hard times in life, and we all go through adversity, and, we have obstacles and challenges. And for me, I made a decision to hang around the wrong people, and I started, doing a lot of alcohol, drinking and using drugs. And it really put me in a dark place for years. And, you know, for me, I knew that this just wasn't who I was. It just wasn't, you know, what I was born to do, and, you know, what I was supposed to be on this earth to go accomplish. And, you know, I had a really scary moment where, you know, I fell off a 2-story building and woke up in the ICU in California, literally fighting for my life and just trying to stay alive. And, you know, by the grace of God, I was, you know, spared, you know, my life that moment, that time. And I remember just going, you know what, if I can get out of this hospital bed and I can get back on my feet, you know what I mean? I'm going to change my friends. I'm going to change my direction in life. I'm going to change, you know, the things that I've been doing that have really just have been wasting my talent, and, you know, just really not going, and, you know, in making what I knew I should have made out of my life. And I remember getting that break, and I walked out of that hospital room and I just said, you know what, I'm changing everything, and I'm gonna, you know, start looking up and being around the right people. And within, you know, a year after that, I met my beautiful wife, Sarah. You know, right after that, we had a business together that was doing hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And right after that, you know, the circle of influence and the people that came around my life was truly incredible. And I'm ever so grateful for those people.
I mean, that's what I love from your story, is the way that you were able to turn around your life. But tell us about how you turned your life around.
Yeah,
how did you?
Yeah, I think for me, it was really just about surrendering and just going, you know what, I'm kind of at the rock bottom of where I am in life right now. And there's only, you know, time to turn it around and go forward. And I made a decision that, you know what I mean, I was going to stop using drugs and drinking, and I was going to work on myself and really work on why I was triggering, you know, alcohol and drugs. And a lot of it came from, you know, when I was small and growing up, and there was this stuff that I had to deal with that I would keep not, you know, just pushing away. And then when I started dealing with my personal issues, and I started journaling and writing and, you know, just building my confidence back, and, you know, going, you know what, I can turn my life around. I can be better. I can make a decision and, you know, go up from here and never look back. And once I did that, a couple things: I surrendered. I got around people that could help me, that were really good and had sobriety. And, you know, I liked that their background also, they were very successful in business and they had an entrepreneur background. And, you know, those were people that really poured into me, and they not only helped me with, you know, my struggles at the time, but they kind of really poured into me and let me understand that I can go out and create whatever I want to create in my life, and I'd have to work hard at it, but I could have anything I wanted. So for me, it was surrendering. It was being around the right people. And then, you know, I was, you know, I had to be okay with asking for help. I think that's hard for people to do right now in life, is they're afraid to ask for help, or they feel like it's embarrassing or humiliating, or they feel that their story is so bad that, you know, everyone would, you know, laugh at them and, you know, not really take them in. And I think, you know, for me, I had to let my ego go, and I had to ask for help. And once I was able to ask for help and be okay with that, just everything turned around for me. And, you know, what happened is I was able to, you know, start living this life that I always dreamed of growing up. And I knew that if I just stayed consistent, you know, with what I was doing and working on me, I'd only get better every day.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you are so right. I mean, just surrendering and surrounding yourself with the right people, that's so important too. Now, I know that because I took I have taken training with you and Sarah, and I remember that you told one day this story of how of when you were starting, like getting into entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
and you invested money to get like a training material.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
want you to tell that story to our audience today, because I love that one. I love the mindset behind it.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, in life and in business, we kind of look at spending money and we look at it and go, why would I do that? Or why would I spend money to better myself? Or, why would I, go buy things that, could help me grow and get better? I should just be able to get those by just living life. And it just doesn't work that way. And what I made a big decision to do years and years ago was spend money and invest in a training program that, one, I didn't have the money, two, that I knew that it scared the crap out of me. And I knew that if I could figure out a way to get the money and do it, it'd be the best decision I've ever made. And, I always looked at, that as, I'm not, spending money. I'm investing in Tony. I'm investing in myself. And that's the best investment that you can ever make, is in yourself, and to grow and to get better and to, get what I call specialized knowledge, right? It's information that, people have that you want, that have what you have. And if you do what they do, you can create the story that, they create, or even bigger and better. And I just remember going, you know what, I'm doing this no matter what. And I remember going in there nervous, scared. I had no idea what the outcome was going to be, but I threw myself into that, and I became just a great student. And I took that information and I basically learned it like you wouldn't believe. I learned it better than the person that was teaching it. And I remember coming back with that information, and I remember just creating a story and creating a business and creating, basically a pivot where I basically took that information, and that information made me millions and millions of dollars. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make sure I don't waste it. Because there are a lot of people that, spend money and they, go through courses, or they get, information, and they do nothing with it. You know what I mean? They just leave it at that. And I'm just like, man, don't ever waste that. Because, the best part of life today is that you can model yourself off of people that go out there and have what you have, and you can take that information and you can copy it, and you can create whatever story you want to create with it. And sky's the limit. And so you see that today all the time. And I'll just tell you this, is that if you ever have a chance to invest in yourself, do it. If you have a chance to get around people and they, are charging for something, and you feel aligned with them, and you feel like, man, this is information I need, information that I'm going to use, information that create just an amazing story for me, do it. Because most people won't do it. And most people will stay broke. Most people will stay, miserable. Most people will stay stuck. Most people will be unhappy. Most people will just, never go after their dreams anymore, and just settle and accept mediocrity and just throw the towel in. That's most people. So you've got to do what most people won't do.
That's right. That's right. And you mentioned a couple of things that are really, really true. And I true believe to the core of my heart. And number one is, that kind of investment, people don't invest in themselves, and not realizing that that's the only thing that actually you take with you the day that you passed away. Like,
yeah,
knowledge is the only thing. Like, you can lose your clothes, you can lose your home, you can lose your bank account, you can lose whatever, but what you have with you, what you have in your brain, the knowledge that you carry with you, is the only thing that you can take with you the day that you're called. So it is so important, because that's also the legacy that we pass on to the generations that come behind us. And I do believe that is gold. Yes. Knowledge is gold, and that's the only thing. I mean, that's really valuable for all of us, no matter in which level of life you find out yourself at this point. But let me ask you something. So you took that training, and you internalize it, you lived it, you breathe it, you ate it, like you imprinted into yourself that knowledge. And then you tell us that, you created this idea, and then it generates you all this money. But tell us a little bit of this. What was the hardest part to do during that process?
I think, the hardest part for me was really, working and growing and stretching, being uncomfortable, because I think that, we're taught in a society to, stay comfortable and, don't step out of the box and don't do nothing too crazy and just follow the flow and, just do what everyone else is doing. And for me, I was a person that was shy and timid, and that's kind of who I was early on. And what I had to switch to was I knew I was uncomfortable and I was growing and I was stretching and I was inspiring and I just wanted to be more and have more and just grow a business. But the things that I were doing were making me very uncomfortable because it was out of my comfort zone and it was out of what I would typically do every single day. So I had to be okay with that and go, you know what? If I'm uncomfortable, that is a good thing. That means I'm growing, I'm stretching, I'm aspiring, I want more, I'm doing more. And I had to go, I'm right on the right track. So a lot of times we feel uncomfortable because we're doing stuff that we've never done before, and we kind of question ourselves and we wonder if this is really what we're supposed to be doing, or is this how it's supposed to feel? Is this how scary sometimes it's supposed to be? Or is this, how crazy it gets at moments? And the answer to all of that is yes, yes, yes. And when you're doing that, here is the thing I will tell you is that you're on the right track. You're going to have a big breakthrough. You're going to have things that happen to you that are going to push you and stretch you and put you in a place where you're just going to have a better story to tell. And you're really close to having just an unbelievable breakthrough. So, you want to make sure that you're on a path to always have breakthroughs as well, because, when you're having breakthroughs, that means you're changing and you're growing. And that is always something that keeps life so interesting. And it keeps you going, you know what? I can have more. And there's always another level for me to go get.
That's right. I love it. I love it. So you're speaking about breakthroughs, and I just have to ask you, what was the biggest breakthrough you had during this journey? The biggest one?
Yeah, I think for me, I would sabotage my own success a lot. And I had a lot of worthiness issues where I didn't feel I deserved success. And, it was hard to forgive, myself for being inconsistent or screwing things up or, building a business, having it fall apart. I'd beat myself up internally. I'd call myself names. I would just, really be hard on myself. And I would always just sabotage my own success. And I had to learn that, I had the skills, I had the people willing to help me, I was growing, but I was still screwing it all up because I didn't feel I deserved success. And one of my biggest breakthroughs was I had to let that go, and I had a journal and I had to just put it out there and go, you know what? No, Tony, you're magnificent. You're, capable. You're worthy. You're an amazing man. You're an amazing human being, and you have a gift to give people, and you do deserve success. And you know what I mean? I had to forgive me. And once I forgave me and all the stuff I was going through, and I said to myself, no, I do deserve this success. And I need to stop self-sabotaging and just ruining it all the time. I would ruin my success. And once I had that breakthrough, I never looked back.
That's amazing. I love it. I love it because I also have been in that place of self-sabotage. And it is true when we kind of like forgive ourselves, is, everything changes. And I think that, would you think that that's like the main obstacle that people or entrepreneurs have when they try to, build a business or kind of like explore entrepreneurship? Do you think that's the biggest obstacles they have in their path?
Yeah, I think that's one of them. Another one is, I think people, think success is supposed to come so fast. And if success doesn't happen right away, that it's not going to happen for them, which is totally, it's not true. I mean, for me, it took me years and years and years to create any kind of success, right? And, during that period, there were so many learning lessons and life lessons and business lessons and growth lessons in those 3-4 years it took me to have success in business. And, you've got to just go, what? For some people, success will come like this. For most people, success will take a while before it happens. And it could be months, it could be years, it could be decades. But what'll happen is, if you stay the course, if you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, guess what? It's going to happen. And I think for most people, I watch them throw the towel in and they're months away from success, or, they're years away from just the biggest success they've ever had in their life, but they quit on their dream. They quit on their life. They quit on their success. They quit on their story. They quit because, one, they listen to other people's opinions, or two, they just don't think they have what it takes. And if you think you don't have what it takes, if you think you don't have what you can create, well, you're right. And you've just got to work through that.
That's right. Oh my God, those are really good good nuggets of knowledge for everybody listening right now. Let me ask a question. What are you up to these days?
So, my wife and I, we run a $150, $200 million yearly business called Social Retail, and we distribute products all around the world. And our business is, bigger and better than I ever dreamed of it being. And it's just getting started, in my opinion. We also coach and train and mentor lots of people in network marketing and traditional business. We have a group called the Influencer Hangout, where we basically teach people how to grow their influence every single day and be better in life and in their relationships and in their business. And I'm just big into pouring into people and serving them and meeting them where they're at and adding value and helping them have a breakthrough, or, just being able to, give them a big squeeze and be their friend and give them love and give them joy and just give them what they need, so that they can put that smile back on their face and they can go and just really live a life of significance.
Wow, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. And I love you guys. I mean, whenever you see Sarah, I just send her a big hug from my part. And I'll make sure that, you guys receive some tacos.
Yeah. Hey, man, we can eat tacos every day in the Zolecki household. So
Me too.
Yes, I love it.
Thank you so much. I love your story. I love everything that all the experience that you share with us today, Tony. I just want to say out loud here in public that I do admire you, and I, commend you for everything that you have done in your life and how you turn, your life in, for the better. And you're such a great example of what a person can do when they do take the steps, no matter if they doubt themselves. And because at the end, everything is going to work for the better. And I think you're amazing. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, yourself, with everybody here, with my audience. Guys, if you have not followed Tony Zolecki or Sarah Zolecki yet, you guys have to go there to their page and follow them. Don't forget to go into their group, the Influencers Hangout.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. And you get in contact with them. And they also have very good courses. I have taken courses with them, and these two are amazing. But thank you, Tony, for being here today with us. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, because this week I have one more surprise for you on Wednesday. So don't miss it. In the meantime, don't forget to unlock your potential and be fearless. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tony, for being here today.
Yeah, thanks, Dagmar. You're awesome. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Bye.